Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the Against the Ropes podcast. I am Gio Garcia. I'm alongside Christian Mosqueda, and as you guys see, we have a very special guest here live from the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy, one of the most exciting boxers out of this gym, of course. He's making a comeback. You guys know him by Neno, Saul Rodriguez. Good to have you finally in person. I know we had you over Zoom with the whole pandemic thing. But yeah, man, glad to be here. Thank you for hosting us, man. We're excited.
Thank you guys for coming out.
Yeah, and like you said, it was the last time we had him was episode 109, almost 100 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I guess we're gonna do that, right?
Yep.
Every cycle,
Every
man.
100.
Every 100, we get you back
maybe
on.
Some sooner ones before the 100.
Yeah, and I'm sure people are wondering, bro. Like, we know your last fight was in 2020, February 28th. You know, they want to know what you've been up to. I know they a lot of your fans follow you. They check on your social media. They see that you're still, hitting the bag. What have you been up to, bro?
I've been training. I had a few training camps for some fights that fell through, like the podcast we did before.
Yeah.
For the Andrew Cantu fight, I had a whole training camp for that fight. Yeah. I had like 3-4 training camps for fights that fell through. But I've been in the gym. I recently got my own home, so I bought my first house. So I've been doing that. I fixed it up, and I've been doing good. I've just been training and opening up a few different businesses and just staying above water.
You know, that's very interesting because when a fighter doesn't fight for so long, like people forget about them, they're not relevant. But how do you do it? Because you're still very relevant. Yeah. A lot of people are going to tune into your fight.
I just stay active on social media, and I'm cool with everybody that I meet that wants to take a picture, and I talk to everybody, even if I don't know them or wherever they see me, I'll take time to talk to everybody, and I give. Through the time I haven't fought, I made like over 400 shirts, and I give them all away. Wow. Some of them I mail them to different people that are still fans, and people support me and. They love me. They want to see me fight.
That's what's up. Shout out to Puro Golpes, where our guy Jesse. Shout out to them. Supplying a lot of the merch, right?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Shout out to Jesse.
Yeah, and like you said, bro, like you have a lot of followers, near 100,000 followers. The numbers don't lie. There's something about you that people gravitate to. Like Gio said, you have a fight coming up on the 28th.
Yeah, on the 28th.
Can you tell us a little bit about that fight? What can people expect?
Expect the same Neno with a lot of energy, a lot of power. It's almost like less than 2 weeks, a little bit over 2 weeks. 2 weeks from the Saturday. But the same Neno, I'm coming to give everybody a show. Yeah. I'm close by home in San Bernardino, so I'm gonna have a lot of people show up. I've been selling a lot of tickets to all my family and friends. But calm and calculated Neno, I want to give it an exciting show.
So, you didn't fight in the past 2 years. Why? Why, Neno? Just let the fans know.
Fights been falling through, and then the whole pandemic thing happened, and it was very hard to get fights. And then me getting a home as well, but I've had some problems in between, but I've been okay. Yeah. I'm doing good.
So now 2023, you decided.
Yeah. I've been training. Mm-hmm. I've been training, but now I've actually been in the gym long enough where like consistent, where they're like, okay, like we get you a card right here, and I'm all for it.
You got to fight in January. Mm-hmm. What's the goal for this year? Is it to be consistent, 3-4 fights, or get a couple in, or what's?
I'm gonna get like 3, hopefully back to back, before, or maybe by June I could have 3 fights already. So then hopefully get a good one by the end of the year, a bigger one. Because it's almost like 3 years that I've been inactive since 2020. Yeah. So 3 years next month in February. So getting 2-3 fights, get some rounds in, then I could be ready for a bigger fight.
You know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say he's probably gonna look rusty. He hasn't fought in a while. Do you listen to any of that, or do you care about that?
I could listen to it, but I mean, even between my fights, I've been in a few street fights, so I mean, I still got it. I know I got it, and I've been sparring, so I mean, I know I got it. Yeah.
And like you said, you're gonna be fighting at 140, right?
Yeah, 140.
What is the weight division that you could be competing as? It 135, 130?
I'm gonna go to 35. Okay. After this one, I'm gonna maybe one more fight at 140. Mm-hmm. But this is just like a get back in type of fight. Get some rounds in. Yeah. Still have to kill myself on the scale, so I don't have to be like weight drained on the scale. But I'm gonna be ready.
Yeah, and of course, once you have that fight, you're gonna be back in people's imaginations. You're gonna be back in people's heads. Do you feel like there's a chance that you might get called out by one of these other lightweights? They might see you as a name. They might be like, hey, this, you know, it might not be like a high profile lightweight, but do you expect that call? And what goes through your mind if one of those calls comes in?
I mean, I hope they start calling me out and maybe think it's gonna be an easy fight. If I'm ready and I feel like it's the right thing to do, and my team feels like it's the right thing to do, so I hope they overlook me and they're gonna be mistaken. I got something for them. Yeah.
So you wanna stay at 35 or eventually
with this one
compete at 35?
I'm gonna fight at 40. Maybe the next one I'll fight at 40 as well. Yeah. But eventually I'm gonna go down to 35. So I feel stronger at 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been a professional fighter since 2011.
Yeah.
Right? You look young, right?
Yeah.
People probably didn't even know that. So what does the next phase look like, right? Because you at one point you were one of the hottest names. You were signed to Floyd Mayweather. Now you're a veteran in the game, right?
Yeah.
11 years, that's a long time.
Yeah.
A lot of guys don't last 11 years. So what does the next phase for Neno look like?
I think I have like 5 years left in me. Good 5-6 years. I don't think I've been in too many wars where that I think that kind of deteriorates a fighter. It kind of wears them out. I haven't been in wars like that where it takes a lot out of a fighter. Even my loss, I got lost quick. So it wasn't like a fight that I got punished through the whole fight. So I feel like I have a lot left. But the next part that I have coming up, a lot of power, a lot of maturity, a lot of I'm gonna fight smart, and I'm gonna take advantage and do everything right.
Is that what Robert is instructing you to do throughout this training camp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just they want to see the old Neno back, so everybody. That's one thing for sure that everybody knows, and everybody I spar with, everybody here knows that I have power. So that's one thing that won't go away. So we also work on everything else that I also need in my game.
Yeah. 18 KOs, 24 fights, Chris.
Yeah, and like you said, you've been out for 2 years, so you've been seeing a lot of that movement in the lightweight division. 3 years.
Yeah.
To you, when you see these lightweights, what do you think of the lightweights? The Ryan Garcias, the Tank Davises, the Devin Haney's. What do you think of these guys?
I think Ryan has power, but he has a lot of flaws. Tank is good. He's more skilled and he has power. He's fast, and he has surprising power. And Devin Haney, I think he's boring. I think he's the weakest link in the lightweight division, and I don't think too much of him.
Yeah. And of course, like Gio said, you do have a lot of, years in the game. You do have a lot of experience. There's a lot of these guys that don't have as many. They might be skilled. They might have power. Do you feel like you said, one of these guys could overlook you and that might be your chance?
Yeah, of course. Maybe Devin Haney. Hopefully, that'll be a great fight for me.
Who do you think is the best out of all of them? The 135, Ryan, Haney, Loma, Tank?
Probably Tank right now. Tank.
Yeah.
I would say. He's probably the best at 135 right now.
Have you sparred him before or not at all?
No, I never sparred him.
He's always been lighter.
I met him. He's a cool dude in person, but I've never sparred him.
Let me ask you about, I'm jumping the gun here because his brother is actually on the undercard of Neno's fight, but Raymond Murataya, obviously he's one of the most skilled fighters. We've been following him for a while.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to say we've had the privilege of following him for a while because now people are finding out, right? All these fights on ESPN. You see Tim Bradley and Andre Ward now giving him his flowers, but Ray Murataya, I'm sure it's a guy you've sparred with and are very familiar with, right?
Yeah, he's good. And he's the real deal. For sure, he's up there with the Tank and Ryan and Devin Haney. He's up there with them. For sure, he's really good. very good. You guys, everybody will hear about him in the future. He'll be one of the big names. He's one of those fighters that stands out here at this gym. So I think it's just a matter of time before everybody makes like a big deal for him.
Well, for sure.
He'll be a champion for sure.
I saw a video actually. I think Ellie was here asking Robert about who do you think can beat Cambosos right now in your gym or something like that, something along those lines. And he said, I got a guy, Raymond Murataya, right now beats him.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if any of us on this table would disagree with that, right?
Yeah, he's that good.
Cambosos.
Anybody at the top of 135, he's that good. I think he could beat almost probably, he's up there with everybody, 135.
Shout out to the Murataya brothers.
Yeah, Raymond and Gabriel. Yeah, they're good.
For sure.
Yeah, I gotta ask you, Neno. Is that fire still there? Do you still have that fire, that burning desire to be a title holder? I know that you told us in our previous podcast that's what you want. You don't want these names or that names. You want whoever has those titles.
Yeah.
Yeah. What message do you have to the fans that, that are like, oh, what happened to Neno? Where's Neno? Where's Neno's fire? Is it there? What message do you have to them?
Just as bad as I want to be world champion, I just want to knock people out. I like fighting and I like entertaining and I like hurting people. So I want to fight, like the world title and championship, of course, that's good. But if they were offering me $1 million for a fight, or 100,000 for a world title fight, I'd rather take $1 million. You know what I mean? It's like you mean.
I'm gonna hurt the guy regardless.
Yeah, I'm gonna hurt him either way. But it's sometimes the fans is what makes you feel like a champion. I don't have no world title, but a lot of the fans support me and appreciate me like if I was a champion. I'm not. I haven't became world champion, but I appreciate everybody who supports me and I feel sometimes the fans is what makes you feel like a champion, and I appreciate it.
For sure. I'm sure it's going to be jam-packed January 28th, San Bernardino, California.
Yeah.
You're from Riverside, right? You're actually from
Riverside.
Riverside, yeah. So jam-packed. How can people watch it? How can people buy tickets for that fight?
Tickets are available by any of the fighters that are fighting on the card. I have some tickets as well. But any of the fighters that are fighting on the card have tickets, or at the day of the fight, they'll be selling tickets. And as in stream, I'm not sure who's exactly going to stream it yet, but it'll be online somehow.
Okay, for sure.
For everybody. I'll post on my Instagram and social media so everybody can watch it. Who couldn't make it, can watch it at home.
And that event is presented by Garcia Promotions.
Yep.
So any bit of added pressure, comeback, Garcia Promotions, right next to your hometown.
I don't care.
No.
Yeah, it's fine.
Excitement more than anything?
Yeah.
Excitement more than anything?
Yeah, more excitement. I have tougher sparring here than mostly all the fight. Every time I fight, usually I have tougher sparring than my actual fight. So, like here is tougher than usually fights.
Let's give those guys credit. Who are the guys who you've been sparring?
I can't even think right now. I spar everybody. I spar with everybody.
The whole roster.
Yeah, I've been sparring a lot of people.
Yeah, last time that we had you on, you kind of, you made some picks, some predictions, some of the fights that were coming up on the horizon. Since then, we've seen Teofimo, fight against Lomachenko, and you actually predicted Teofimo to win. How did you know, man? How did you know?
I know Teofimo, and then he's good, and even his loss, don't think that was really him, but I know Teofimo's good, and he's impressive. He's real humble, like he's a real cool dude. It's just a matter of time he become champion at 140.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I think I took a picture with him actually Lomachenko against Corolla. I was at Staples Center. Yeah, Teofimo was barely kind of getting up there, right? Yeah, he was very humble. He thanked me for asking him for a picture.
Yeah, he's cool.
Like, dang, cool dude.
Yeah.
A lot of people just always want to just criticize and point fingers and say, "Oh, he's like this, he's like that." But it's okay. That's what everybody has is an opinion. So everybody's allowed an opinion. some people hate me and they don't even know me, you know. But I mean, everybody's entitled to their own
Yeah.
opinion of me.
You
I
ever
have to
clap
just
back at
accept
them
it.
online?
I can't. I'll be waste too much time. I mean, I learned throughout time that a lot of people are they're always gonna judge and criticize me, but sometimes 1,000 negative comments is better than no comments. You know what I mean? So if 1,000 people took time out of their day to comment something bad about me, at least they did that. It would be more depressing if I win. There's no comments.
Yeah.
You know? At least they're actually talking about me. You know, so it's actually good. As long as they know about me. I don't know who these people are, but at least they're talking about me. You know? So it's good.
Do you feel like that's something you learn with your time with Mayweather?
Yeah.
Is that something?
Yeah, that and just with time of people being criticized, being with him and as well, but of just being in the position where you get judged and you get criticized, you know, that it just comes with time and experience. That's what you kind of figure out. Because at first I was pissed, you know, I want to fight everybody, but you can't. So you have to just allow everybody to have an opinion and. You know, it's okay.
Do you feel like that's something that's come with age, with maturity?
Yeah, age and just time. Yeah. Just maturity for sure. Yeah, eventually you just have to accept it.
Yeah,
It just wastes time and you drive yourself crazy.
yeah. You're just like
It's just okay.
I want to rewind a little bit because I know you know you're boxing.
Yeah.
You know that we asked you a few other fights who would win from this guy and that guy. Another one that we mentioned was Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones. You picked Mike Tyson. I don't know what you think, Joe, but I think Mike Tyson gave Roy Jones a little bit of work. What did you think of that fight?
He held back.
He held back, yeah.
Yeah, he held back. He could have took him out, but
Yeah.
he just has respect. He's not the same killer he was before, so he just let him survive.
Were you a little surprised like how great of shape Mike Tyson showed up that?
He's a monster.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. He works out for like 2 weeks or not even a week. He has a six pack and he's super built already. It's just his body goes back to how it always been. So it's crazy. I'm not surprised though. He's my growing up like my superhero.
Yeah.
I don't believe in Superman. I believe in Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson come help me somehow.
Yeah, another pick that you picked Ryan Garcia to beat Luke Campbell.
Yeah.
He did it with the body shot. Did you?
Yeah. I know he would win. Yeah. He's better than what people criticize him to be. They just he has flaws that hasn't been has been exposed sometimes, but he still overcomes it.
Yeah.
Which is so it's good. I mean, it don't matter. I prefer to watch knockouts, and he does that, so it don't matter. Like I like it.
If we know that the talk of the lightweight division right now is Ryan Garcia taking on Tank Davis. It almost feels like until we see it signed and them in the ring, we feel like we're not going to believe that.
It's not gonna happen.
There was an article that just came out, I believe yesterday or today, where they said that your name was in there. They're saying that they're more likely to call you than to fight each other. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, because it's not going to happen. Their fight is not going to happen because it's going to be like a Mayweather Pacquiao. You know what I mean? Everybody wanted that for like 10 years and it never happened. So then it happened when it was like way past due. That's exactly what was going to happen there. It's just like always, at least the fight fans on like, oh, after I fight you, I'm going to fight Ryan Garcia. And then I don't do it, but now after I fight you, I'm gonna fight Ryan Garcia, you know, or I'm gonna fight whoever. You know what I mean? So that's what they're doing. They're just feeding it. So the next one I'm gonna give you that. You know, but usually probably won't happen for a while.
Are you surprised that on the last episode that we did 100 episodes ago, which was 2.5 years ago, are you surprised that we talked about the Crawford Errol Spence fight and it still hasn't been made? Are you? What do you think of as a fighter and as a fan of a fight of that magnitude not being made?
It sucks, and sometimes politics affects that. I still think Crawford will win, and if it happens, I think Crawford will win.
Yeah.
In your opinion, does it happen this year?
No,
No.
probably next year, maybe
Wow.
2024. So don't get your hopes up.
You've watched a lot of boxing, right?
Yeah,
growing
that's all I
up.
watch. I don't watch
I
no
can-
other sport but boxing.
I can see it because
Yeah.
a lot of boxers don't, just because they're involved in it every single day, right? They don't want to go home and watch even more boxing. But I can tell by the way you talk, you know how the ins and outs.
Yeah, I don't watch no other sport but boxing. No football, baseball, basketball,
Yeah.
nothing. I don't watch nothing.
Yeah. You never
But
played
boxing.
either? You never tried other?
Yeah, I used to play but
Yeah.
actual play like with my neighbors when I was growing up. Play football and basketball, and soccer, but I never competed it or watched it.
Okay.
Like the Mundial, I didn't watch it this
Yeah.
time. I don't watch one game.
Not a single game.
Yeah, as I said, I don't like watching guys play with balls.
I know we talked a little bit earlier. We were checking out the sponsors over there. We see Bet Online. We seen the Zone, kind of push betting. Have you? Do you want to share who you betted for lately?
Are you allowed to? Do we have to edit this out?
We might have to edit it out.
No, I betted the most recent one. I bet on I bet on Rollies to be tanked.
Yeah.
The odds were really good, and I'm good friends with Rolly, and I thought I think he had a good chance, and he was doing very good, but he lost. But I mean, it's part of gambling, you win, you lose.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think, honestly, I don't think he has anything to be ashamed of.
No, he. As
I
a
think he's
boxer,
another dude who's really cool, and people just kind of judge what they
Yeah.
see on the cameras and stuff like that. But
he's actually really funny. And he's really humble too. But he's good dude, good family person. I know his dad. I know him. Very, very good people. But yeah, it's fine. Everybody always has an opinion.
who are some of your closest friends in boxing?
In boxing,
Who do you talk to regularly or more often?
Who do you invite to the barbecue?
I don't know, not boxing friends.
Okay.
Just local friends. My friend Charlie. My friend Monchito. His name's Jose Torres. He actually went to Rome with me before I came here. We went to go do stairs today. He's a boxer. He's like 5-6-0.
Okay.
He should be fighting, I think, in February or March. But
This
yeah.
Jose Torres, the heavyweight, or
No.
another
He's
one? Okay.
he's from Myrna Valley.
Shout out to Monchito.
Yeah. My friend Dylan, I've been friends with, he's one of my best friends since I was in 7th grade. I have less than 5 friends that I talk to on a daily basis.
That's more than me.
I have literally 2 people I talk to every day, Monchito and Charlie.
Okay, for
And
sure.
my friend Riley, I've been working out with a lot too lately. A very good friend. He's actually one of the person I invited to Christmas and New Year's. He came to my house. Good dude. He been working out with me. That's just them. So Riley, Monchito, and Charlie, people I talk to every day.
Shout out to them. Y'all better be watching this.
For real.
Yeah,
Let's see
they'll
how
watch.
good of friends you guys are.
Oh, they'll watch. They keep up
Yeah.
everything. They support me a lot.
You mentioned Christmas. Sorry, Chris. How was your holidays, man? How rude of us to not
For
even
real.
say Happy New Year to the people and
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah,
Always
Happy
said it
New
off
Year,
camera. but
Merry Christmas, past, but it was cool. Just spending it at home, nothing big.
Fight was already scheduled, right?
Yeah. So I just been training. It was on a Saturday, Sunday, Christmas, and then New Year's Saturday, Sunday. I went to the gym
Yeah.
both times.
Yeah.
Nothing changed.
I'm sure January 28th is really big for you, but it's also really big for your family, for your friends, for the people that support you. Once again, what's the thing that you want to show that day? What's it going to mean to you? Obviously you've been, like we said, hitting the bag, working, training, but it's a different animal to be in that ring, to be in your lab, in your office. What is it going to feel to you to be back in that ring?
I'm excited. I'm excited to be back. It's what I do, though. I've been boxing since I was 7 years old. So it's all I know how to do, and I'm gonna feel back in my natural habitat. That's where I'm supposed to be.
The lights,
No.
the cameras.
It don't scare me or make me nervous. I just know I go in there knowing what I know how to do is fight. I fight smart and And I mean, I'm not nervous because I do everything I'm supposed to do in training to fight. So I know I'm ready. By the time I go in there, I'll be ready.
I don't know if we asked you the last time out, but for those people who did not watch that podcast, how did you end up here with Robert Garcia?
Oh,
Since you were young, right?
Since I started, because Mikey and Big G moved over here when I was 17 years old in 2011 or 2010. In 2010, that's when they moved over here, and then I started training with them when they moved over here because we had met Big G back in Oxnard when they had the National PAL. So my dad and him were already good friends. When he came over here, we started training with them. They actually started training at the gym I was at, where Corey Ceriola was training and Jose Lopez.
Okay.
Josito Lopez was training. That's where I would go and spar as well. And then when we seen them there, they told us that they moved here, so that's how we started training with them. And then sometimes they'll have camps in Oxnard, so I would go over there, have training camps with them whenever they would go. If not, I'll just have my training camps here with Mikey and Big G. But when they had training camps out there, I would stay out there. I'll just drive back and forth.
I'm sure that was the right decision, right?
Yeah.
You get to train with world champions, with experienced people. Obviously, Robert, a fighter himself, world champion himself.
Yeah, good people, very good people. Especially the first times I went to Oxnard, Robert let me stay at his house. You know, so he didn't really do that to too many fighters. Well, I don't know fighters at that time that were staying at his house, but they treated me like family, and they welcomed me. They treated me good. Very good people.
What would you say the biggest difference between the RGBA and then the Mayweather gym? What's the biggest difference in your opinion for you?
It's different.
Okay.
But I just feel more comfortable here. It's like even being with Latinos is more comfortable, and there it's like kind of fighting everybody versus everybody. It's like it's not like a real solid team. Here it's a solid team.
Okay, you feel like more like the camaraderie.
Yeah, everybody's like united.
Yeah.
You know, so everybody here helps each other and they work with each other. It's cool. It's like very good.
Okay, so Neno, you were at the Mayweather camp. Obviously, we know that the dog house comes out. How true was that? And were you ever in some dog sparring?
No, I was never in those sparring, but I witnessed them, and it was a good sparring. I think it was Caleb Plant and Kevin Newman sparring. Okay. They're good. Yeah. They're very good fighters.
One of the most famous ones that comes out of that is the Errol Spence versus Mayweather. Were you there to witness it?
Nah, I didn't see it.
No? What did you hear about it? Was Errol? I know Errol was young. Mayweather was, I believe, already retired.
Yeah, so
Maybe.
He was coming back.
Okay.
He was coming back, and he wasn't like really in his groove, like all the way back. And Errol was more active, so he did a little bit better.
Okay, Errol did a little bit better.
Yeah.
Was he? Do you remember the age he was? Was he like 23, 24?
No, but I know one thing that Floyd has told me. He said, I have bad days in sparring. I could even get my ass kicked in sparring. But when it's time, when the lights are on and I have to perform in real fights, I always win. Yeah. You know, so that's when it matters. I have gotten my ass kicked here. I used to spar Mikey. He used to put in work against me. Like I used to get beat up. It happens. But Mikey's Mikey. He's good. Yeah. But when it's time to fight, those sparrings make me better. Yeah. So when I fight somebody not as caliber of him, I did really good. Yeah. So sometimes sparring, you make mistakes and you learn from it. That's why the team and the coaches help you learn from that, and you get better. Yeah.
As a fan of boxing, where do you think you rate Mayweather in terms of top 20, top 10?
Yeah, top 20. Yeah. Top 20. I don't think he's like the best ever that he would say, but I like fighters like Roberto Duran, Chavez, Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson for sure one of the top 3. But I like those like those fighters that you're like, you get adrenaline from just watching them. You're like, damn, like you're gonna see somebody get like almost get killed. Like, you know, that's what I like to see. Those fighters that is like heavy on you. You're like, you don't want to blink. You're like when I watch boxing, I remember when I was little and I used to go to my family would watch like the Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
You could feel the tension when he was walking in the ring.
Yeah.
And when he fought, everybody shut up and everybody's watching the fight like this. Yeah. Nobody talked. Yeah. That's what I like from fighters, like to pay attention. Like you don't have time to come here and talk and eat and you know
like grab the popcorn.
Like those are the fighters that those fighters that you won't fall asleep on. You know, because I've fallen asleep on some boxing fights and I'm like, damn, this movie is boring. Yeah. You know, it's entertainment. Boxing's entertainment.
Yeah.
People watch, tune in to be entertained. When I watch, I'm a boxing fan myself. I box, but I'm a fan.
Yeah.
That's why I do this. But I'm also a fan, and I like to see, when I watch boxing, I want to see somebody get hurt. I want to see blood. I want to see somebody get knocked down, knocked out, whatever. I mean, I don't want to see somebody just slap each other for 12 rounds. I don't want to see that. I fall asleep.
We feel you. Yeah. We feel you. What did you think? You mentioned Mikey a few times. He's now retired. What'd you think about that announcement once it came out? He's still fairly young, but obviously very successful career for him.
Yeah. I would have liked him to have a few more fights, and even the last fight that he had, he lost. That guy is not better than Mikey. That wasn't Mikey. Mikey is one of the greatest fighters that I've been in the ring with. Probably the best fighter I've ever been in the ring with. But I'm happy with everything he's done, and he made a lot of money. He invested well. He's very smart, so he don't need to fight. You won't see him come back for the need of money. He's good. He's well, with like his investments and stuff like that. So, and that's something I'm also learning off of him as a fighter, to be smart and not have to come back when you're 40 and try to fight for money. And like, don't be one of those. And he's a great example for younger fighters to look up to and see how he has invested his money. You know, so
without a doubt, yeah.
Yeah, so but for division world champion, so he had a great career.
What made him special? Because sometimes the fan doesn't notice like the little things. You've sparred him, so you've seen him train for so many years. You've seen him fight for so many years. What made him special? Maybe something that the average fan may not notice about Mikey.
But it's a technical fighter. If you watch boxing, you could recognize like technical fighters, like a Marquez or something like that. You could see it's a technical boxer. But what I like as well is power. So he was a technical fighter with power. So if you see his record, he has a lot of knockouts. So that's what you'll see. Or you see somebody get hurt when he fights. He has power. I've been in the ring with him, and he could hit. Yeah. He could punch. Yeah, he hurt somebody. Yeah, he's very exciting and very technical, and yeah, he's a really good person and exciting to watch. He had a great career.
Yeah. So Neno, you just mentioned that Mikey was the best you've ever fought. I'm gonna do some quick fire, rapid fire, the best that you ever fought, and I'll say some attributes, and you just say the first name that comes to mind. Who's been the best fighter with a chin that you either fought or sparred? The best chin.
That guy, Ramsey Luna, was a tough fighter. I hit him hard too, and he lasted the distance.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Fastest hands. Who's the fastest fighter that you fought?
I can't think of one, but as a sparring maybe.
Even amateurs.
Amateur
sparring.
Or Bam, I saw Bam.
Ooh,
okay. Yeah, he's fast.
He's fast.
Yeah, he's very fast.
Yes, superstar Bam.
Yeah, because when he starts camp, he comes a little heavier, but he spars big people, and he's a beast. He's fast.
Oh, we'll get into Bam. Yeah, we'll get into Bam in a bit.
Strongest puncher, hardest hitter.
Either Mikey or Jesus Cuellar.
Okay.
Yeah, they are.
All right. Purist boxer, like boxing purist.
Mikey. Yeah, very, very technically sound and very fundamentally sound. Very very good with his fundamentals. 1-2, it's great. And controls distance very well.
Okay.
Good.
And then finally, I would say, who had the best feet movement that you ever fought? You're like, man, I can't catch this guy. Or,
All right, Bam.
okay.
Yeah, he's fast.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to add any more, Gio, that you can think of?
Not at the moment, but we can transition to Bam Rodriguez,
Let's
who
do that. Yeah.
has turned into a superstar. Like I said, last year he was our fighter of the year. Honestly, going up 2 weight classes, fighting 3 veterans: Carlos Cuadra, Soren Visay, Gonzalez. No easy task, and he did it with flying colors. So,
Yeah.
superstar Bam. What do you sparred him? I didn't know that. What's special about Bam? And did you guys see that coming?
Well,
The quick
everybody-
rise. He's only 22 years old.
Everybody here saw that coming.
Yeah.
Well, everybody at the gym wasn't surprised, but the world was surprised. But everybody saw that coming, and they also just how they see Bam grow into superstardom really fast. The same thing's gonna happen with Raymond Murataya. He's just one of those standouts in the gym that is just a matter of time.
You can see it right away, right?
Just how we knew Bam
Yeah.
was gonna be great, Raymond, we know he's gonna be great too.
And shout out to Josh Franco too as well,
Yeah.
Bam's brother. I
Yeah.
know he had the draw, close draw there on New Year's Eve too.
Yeah, he won.
And then right,
You know you won. Yeah.
we can say that. We can say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You guys are upset, right? Robert, I saw posted some stuff.
Yeah.
That's exactly how they felt, right? That they won the
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, of course. Everybody who watched it knows he won the fight. And shout out to Josh, one of my girlfriends, and I think he should be unified champ, but I mean, things happen.
Yeah.
At least they didn't give the other guy the win,
Yeah,
that goes in going into home territory for the fighter, and that's the risk he was willing to take. And a lot of fighters don't want to step into somebody else's background, like territory, and fight. And that just shows what kind of man he is to be able to do that.
And he's done it before. He went to Maloney's promotional company, right? He's supposed to be the favorite. He's supposed to be the A side, quote unquote, and took his belt. So
Yeah, all the commentators were talking about everything what Maloney was supposed to be doing, and Josh was beating him up, and Josh won. But if you heard the commentary, it's very biased towards Maloney, and I mean that's the fighters you want to see prosper, because they're willing to risk going into any territory back, and fight them in their own backyard.
100%. And those guys, young fighters, and there's a ton of talent here too. Amateur, young pros, RGBAs is not going anywhere, right?
Yeah, no, they're
They're know
they're
solid.
boxing for sure. They're solid, yeah.
Yeah. I got to ask you, Neno, how would you deal with if something like that ever happened to you? Say if you were in a close fight, you feel like you won, everybody saw you winning, but let's say it goes the other way, or like in this situation, it was a draw. How would you handle that?
Well, nothing much you can do except just talk shit on on social media, but not really nothing you can do.
Yeah.
You just have to accept the politics and just go off on social media. That's it. That's all. That's the best thing you can do. You're not gonna reverse the decisions they make.
Yeah, and like you said, you've been in the game a good while. You're still in your prime. You're 28, 29. I got to ask you, what are some things that you learned from the politics? What's something that you're like, hey, I want to pass this advice or these, to some of these other fighters?
I don't know. Just so much.
There's so much. Yeah.
Just the work on defense and don't get hit as much, and so that's how I told you earlier. The same crowd that applauds you when you're going to war in the ring, the same crowd will laugh at you when you can't speak right in the future. So defense is very important. So all these fighters that something that a lot of fighters don't talk about, and like elder fighters, because they start speaking like very bad, and they have problems about they forget even where they park their car, or even how to get home. They have instances where they can't even get home, or because they just don't remember how to, like, things happen with the brain, and they're embarrassed to talk about it. They don't. Nobody ever speaks out about that, but it happens to a lot of older fighters, and it's important for younger fighters to know that.
Yeah.
You know, and the reason why they stay quiet is because people laugh at that. You know, they don't. It's kind of just something happens, and something that happens that you just stay quiet about. You know, you don't want to. You're not gonna go on social media and say like, oh, like I couldn't remember how to get home today. So people don't talk about it, and younger fighters don't know. But it happens to some fighters, and I won't say who exactly. Some older fighters that I know that it happened to, and they put me on game. So I'll do it to other fighters, but I'm not gonna say their name just out of respect. But it happens.
So what are some of the biggest pieces of advice that they give you? Do they tell you like, hey, you got X amount of years, get your money? What do they say?
Yeah, invest and work on defense. Yeah, don't think it's cool to go to war every time you fight. You know, be smart and fight smart. And they told me like the same crowd that applauds you and cheers and yells when you're going to war, that same crowd will laugh at you when you can't speak right when you're older. And when you stutter and stuff like that, they'll laugh at you. They don't care.
Yeah. So like you said, now you're in it for more the names that will get you bigger purses, correct? As opposed to the
but I want to entertain. You know, I box because I love boxing, and you know, that's what I know how to do, and I do it till I feel is right, till my family thinks is I should be done, and you know. Or even my team tells me, like, you know, you should be done. But I still have love for the sport. My body is fine. I don't have no injuries that interrupt my training. I'm mentally fine as far as what I think. I'm mentally fine. But, I'm good. I want to get – I know I need to, like, get 2 or 3 fights just to get me back in the groove, and then I could be back in the mix to take some bigger fights. But – I know that I need to get some active fights, get some rounds in.
I know that we talked about Bam's rapid ascent. Another, fighter that had like an ascension was Jake Paul. What are your thoughts on him and what he's done the last 2 to 3 years?
I think what he's done is just something that fighters should learn from instead of like saying like, oh, he just started boxing and he's getting this much money and this much attention. Instead of like hating or like criticizing that, you should learn from it. Learn from it and see what he does with social media and how he was able to generate those numbers and make that much money. You know, if he brought all his followers from YouTube and put them into boxing, and he's actually risking his life, and he's actually learning the sport and making money. Our props to him, but it's also like a wake up call for boxers that like to be quiet and it's okay to be humble. You know, you could, but now in the era that we're in, you need to be a little bit more outspoken and be more on social media and have people get to know you and see you and. Like, see you, I don't know, just kind of follow his footsteps, learn from him. Yeah. You know, he got a YouTube channel just doing crazy stuff and got him a lot of followers, and he's outspoken and speaks his mind, and sometimes people pay attention to that. Yeah. And it works. Yeah. So in this generation we're in, you have to be like that to be somebody. But just how being out there, you have to put yourself out there a little more, but putting yourself out there more, you get criticized more. There's a lot of backlash, but you just have to learn how to deal with that. How we were speaking earlier, you just kind of have to have tough skin and not let that get to you. Yeah.
Last time we talked about, you told us about your affinity for wrestling, WWF. Just talked about entertainment. What are your thoughts also on a Blair Cobbs who mixes a little bit of that WWE entertainment with boxing?
I mean, it got him attention. And it got him some big fights, but he kind of stopped doing it after he lost. That's the backlash. The backlash of being outspoken and being outgoing. Sometimes when you fail, that makes you like hesitant to be like that again, because you're like, man, the backlash sucks. So that's part of putting yourself out there. That fighters don't want to be that fighter that puts yourself out there, then get that backlash. Like
an Adrian
point and laugh.
Broner,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a
Yeah.
Rollies, okay.
So even Adrian Broner, way after like he was supposed to get big fights, he still got big fights because he draws a lot of attention. He's funny to watch, and he always puts on a show, and he does funny stuff. But he puts himself out there. Sometimes he loses, but he still puts on a show.
Yeah.
You know, he got the Pacquiao fight, fought Mikey, fought Maidana, fought a lot of big names, and made a lot of big money. And the times he lost, he got a lot of backlash. But I mean, he's well off.
Do you consider yourself a fighter that talks shit, or you're usually just
Kind of. I mean, I've learned to start speaking my mind, even though I say everything respectfully and I'm not lying. Even if people take it as trash talking, whatever I say, I'm not lying. So, well, at least it's not a lie to me, or I feel like it's correct, and a lot of people agree with me. So, so it kind of goes hand in hand with everything. Like at least I'm speaking my mind, and if people agree as well. Sometimes things that people don't want to say. But I learned I have to speak out a little more. Yeah. But I try to say it respectfully, but I speak on mine.
Yeah. Somebody that you brought up last time was El Matador, Ricardo Mayorga. Is that somebody like you like to emulate? Like
Nah.
He said not him.
No, not him. He's funny though. He was cool, and he was like he had balls, and he fought, and I respect him, but he was a little too much.
Too much?
Yeah, but it was tight though, cause you know, just even with my chest and stuff, like he was like kind of gangster, but it's like I like it, like I like the alpha, like you know, it's tough, like, and he didn't. It was cool. I liked him. I like watching him. He was entertaining. You know, he beat Brendan Forrest twice.
Yeah.
You know, but I wouldn't want to be. I'd be myself. I don't want to be like nobody. But the only one I do watch and look up to is Mike Tyson, but I can't be like him. But he was badass.
He's badass.
You know?
You feel like he meant it, huh? Like
That's like somebody you want to be like, damn, like, you know, he's back, like, you know? If I get in the fight, I want him, I'm going to have my back, you know? Yeah. That's that kind of person, like a man, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I think is a man, you know? Somebody that is like, you know, it's tough. And
free in a way, right?
Yeah.
He can do whatever
Speak
he
his
wants.
mind and you know, he's cool. He's like knock people out and still spoke his mind. Yeah. And he got criticized a lot, but he spoke about how all this stuff happened to him. So it's kind of, you admire that.
Yeah, for sure. What is a fight that you want to see this year?
The Crawford Spence fight. I'd love for that fight to happen. What is the fight? That Virgil Ortiz Stantiones one, that would have been a good one. Yeah. That would have been a good one. I think Virgil wins too. He's good. I seen him train. Yeah. I seen him spar. He's good.
Did you ever spar Virgil? He's too big?
Yeah, he's too big. But he's good. He's strong. His dad's very cool too. Very good people. Yeah. Shout out to them. For sure. But yeah, he trains hard. He's good. He has power. What I like to watch, exciting fighters.
Do you feel like it's a long time coming that he's finally getting like a mandatory? He's finally getting a shot.
Very. He's been waiting for a while. Yeah. He's been ready, but I think everything comes in when it's supposed to. And I think he's even more ready by the time his chance comes about.
Ennis just fought. I know people are putting those two together. What are your thoughts on Ennis, and what are your thoughts on those two?
On what?
On that fight, if they ever fight, who wins?
Who, Ennis?
Yeah.
And Virgil?
And Virgil, yeah.
I'll go with Virgil. But Ennis is good, but he didn't look too Ennis. Okay. Like you know, the what everybody expected him to be in his last fight. Yeah. That's kind of like the thing about boxing. Like you always get criticized on your last performance, even though you know you're better, or some fighters are better than what they show in the last bout, but they get judged on that. Yeah. But I think John Ennis is better than what he looked his last fight, but I think Virgil wins. I think Virgil is very good, and I like his style. I like his dedication. I like his discipline. Those are very key things that play a big factor in boxing.
Who do you think is much watch TV? What boxers are must watch?
Virgil. You're going to see some power. You're going to see he goes to hurt people, so I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
He goes in there trying to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
I really like Josh, too. Josh Franco, he's
Franco.
badass, man. He's good, very good.
Virgil still has his 100% KO ratio,
Yeah.
right? He has
Yeah.
what is I think it's 18 or 19 fights and as many KOs. So
Yeah.
before we get out of here, we're about 50 minutes in, Neno. January 28th, San Bernardino, California. Neno's back. Do not miss it. What's the ideal scenario for you? Quick KO? Do you want to get some rounds in? What's the ideal scenario for you in front of your family and friends?
Yeah, I want to get some rounds in. Hopefully beat him up some rounds and then get the knockout before the end of the fight. So, but I for sure want to end with the knockout, but just for me, come out clean. And so I could get a quick fight soon and be right back in there. But so I could be active. I want to be active, but I'm working on everything and doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. And the right game plan will go into place to make sure that happens. And that's one thing for sure. I love to give a show, and I like to please the crowd, and I want to please my family. And it's always more satisfying winning by knockout than decision. Yeah. So I want to go home happy.
Yeah.
18 knockouts and 24 wins. So
Yeah.
I feel like we almost expected right from Neno.
And of course, Neno, you can't overlook any opponent, right?
Yeah,
You're not gonna
nobody.
go. Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. I gotta ask you.
I won't overlook you if I fight you. I won't overlook you if I fight you. I won't overlook nobody.
Yeah.
You know?
For
sure.
You know, I won't overlook nobody.
Yeah, and of course, Neno, we talked a little bit before the podcast. We talked about the Hispanic fan base. They could be, one of the toughest fan bases, but also they stand behind you, man. What message do you have for the people that are going to be tuning in again, that are going to be like, you've been waiting, they've been looking at their calendar, like Neno's fight is the 28th, man.
Yeah.
What?
They love me. Latino fight fans, they love me, and I love them for supporting me, and I can't wait, It's long past due. I'm gonna be back in there. Hopefully, be back in there right away. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Over time, it's been like a lot of back and forth, but they're always behind me.
Yeah.
And the biggest fans are the Latino fans, and they're the greatest, the best.
And there you have it.
They make you feel like that's what makes me want to fight.
Right?
That's what makes me want to fight, keep fighting, because all the support and everybody that keep asking when I'm gonna fight, and they want me to fight, so that makes me feel like, dang, I should get back in there.
Yeah.
100%. And of course, we shouted him out earlier, but Gabriel Morataya is also on the undercard. El Maestro, preschool teacher by day, KO artist by night. Also another exciting fighter. How was that too as well? Watching him kind of grow into that scene, right? Because he had some fights on ESPN himself during the pandemic as well.
Yeah, he's good. Just like Raymond, he's one of those fighters that it's just a matter of time too. He just shows out and then get more attention. He's very good. I was watching him spar today too, because I spar first, and then I was training after, and I was watching him spar. One of those fighters you like to watch. Very technical, but he has power. You could tell he's aggressive as well too, and it's exciting to watch. Also, Leo Ruiz, he's fighting. He's out of this camp too. He's very good. He's somebody people should look out for. Leo Ruiz from San Bernardino. He's a good fighter that coming up. Shout out to him.
We're putting you guys on, ladies and gentlemen. Don't say we didn't tell you all these names. You're gonna see them in a few years, man. They're gonna be up there.
Yep.
Yeah. For me, I want to just thank everybody that will be seeing this and tuning in and watching your fight. I know people are gonna be excited to see you back.
Yeah.
You got haters, you got fans. Hey, they're all tuning in though.
Yeah.
And just a shout out to Robert, to Peter for opening the doors for you,
Yeah.
Neno, for letting us interview you. Like, we can't wait to see your fight, bro.
Yeah.
Always a
Thank-
pleasure. You're
you.
one of the more fun people to talk to in boxing. A lot of
thanks.
guys don't like the camera, don't like the mics, but
I don't mind it. Yeah, I appreciate you guys for taking time out of your day to come out.
For sure.
Doing it for the sport that I love as well, boxing. I'm
Yeah.
sure you guys love it as well.
Yeah.
And thanks for everything. Thanks for the support and many more to come.
Yeah.
Many
And,
more interviews to come.
and like you said, like Gio said, we talk with boxers. Like sometimes we just have the conversation with them, but we talk with you like as a boxer and as a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
Probably
plug.
chop it up right now.
I'm gonna plug in some fights, and again we'll do these episodes again, and
Yeah.
So I want to see Tyson Fury Usyk. Who wins?
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Inoue against Fulton.
Anyway.
Inoue
Yeah.
against Fulton. Okay. Let's see who else we got. Andy Ruiz against Wilder.
I go for Andy Ruiz.
Andy
I hope
Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz wins.
Okay. Tank and Ryan.
Ryan has a chance within the first 4 rounds. If it goes past 4, I think Tank wins.
Okay.
Loma Haney. Did you ask him that one already?
No, not yet. Loma Haney.
I think Devin Haney wins in a boring fight. But I hope Lomachenko wins.
Okay.
I hope Lomachenko wins, but any fight Devin Haney fights is you'll fall asleep watching it.
Okay. Regis Prograis rematch against Taylor. Who wins?
Regis Progress. I thought he won the first fight, and I think he'll beat him this time.
Okay.
Regis against Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez?
Jose Ramirez.
It's a toss up. That one was good, but I go for Jose Ramirez.
Gotta go with your boy.
Yeah, I go with Jose Ramirez. He has power, and it'll be a dogfight for sure. It'll be back and forth for sure.
Joshua Wilder.
Joshua Wilder. Wilder by knockout.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Better be bold.
Oh, better be Bivol. I think Bivol wins.
Oh.
But I don't know. That was a good one. That's kind of like that's a very tough one. But I think Bivol wins because he fights a little smarter. He's a little smarter.
Bivol Canelo 2.
At 168.
With the last one, 175.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Bivol still wins.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's 68.
Yeah, he has his number. Yeah, he just knows how to
bad.
use his distance
He's
and
bad. People
he's
didn't give him
very-
credit before the
he
fight.
knows how to use his distance and controls the distance well, and he wins. Yeah, he'll win again.
Yeah.
Okay. Put these lightweights in order. Tank, Ryan, Shakur, once he's in that division, Pitbull Cruz, and Loma.
Tank, 1. I'll put Pitbull, 2. Loma, Shakur, and Haney.
Okay, you're not a fan of Haney, huh?
I think it's boring. God, I'm
He's got
a
no-
boxing
He's
fan.
got no
and-
power either, so it's it's
Yeah.
gonna go to 12.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm a
Me
fan
neither.
of
I'm not.
I'm a fan of blood, and I'm a fan of people getting hurt.
Excitement,
Yeah,
violence.
entertainment. I watch boxing to see people get hurt. You know, I don't watch to, you know.
I could tell I could tell you're a fan of Fernando Vargas growing up, huh?
I did my hair like him when I was
That's right,
young.
that's
He was
right.
one of my favorite fighters.
Are we bringing it back?
Yeah.
Are we bringing it back in 6 months?
Nah, I won't do it. I won't do it. But he's definitely one of my favorite. When I was young, that's one of my favorite fighters. Him, Fernando Vargas. I like Zab Judah growing up. Mike Tyson. Fighters that gave knockouts. But Fernando Vargas was very a prideful fighter. Like he was very like proud of his heritage and proud of being Mexican. And I like that. I like that. You know, he was very proud of his Mexican heritage and he was exciting. He had power.
Yeah.
I like that.
Do you think his kids can get up to that level that
Yeah.
that Vargas reached?
Of course, Fernando, they have his bloodline, so for sure they're very good, especially with the youngest one is getting the most
Emiliano,
attention right
I
now.
think,
Yeah,
he
he's
signed
yeah.
to Top Rank, and he got a KO in his first fight with Top Rank.
Crazy KO, yeah, he's good. He showed it, and I think it's just a matter of time that people will see. But I think it's the truth.
Yeah. I think we can ask Neno some of the awards we gave out. What are his thoughts? What do you think was the fight of the year this year? any fight comes to mind?
I don't know.
We'll give
Our pick, we were debating between Lee Wood and Conlon, and then the women's fight, Serrano and Taylor.
Did you catch the women's fight? What did you
Yeah,
think?
I watched it.
Our fighter of the
I
year
like-
was
Yeah,
go
Bam.
ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bam. Bam fighter. I think fighter of the year for sure. I don't know some fighters that were going like back and forth. I don't know. Maybe that was probably one of the better ones of the year. Yeah.
Any other KOs that stood out to you? Tank on Rollies? No, you had
No.
money on that one. So no.
Caleb Plant. You like Caleb Plant's knockout?
Versus Durrell.
Darrell.
Yeah.
That was a good. That was really good.
Yeah.
I like that one.
You like his
I'm
little?
a big fan of David Benavidez.
All right, Plant
Yeah.
Benavidez.
Ooh, that's a good one. Man.
Benavidez.
Okay.
Yeah, Benavidez.
Easy.
Yeah.
He stops him?
I've seen him spar. He's a monster. That guy is real deal. He has
Yeah.
power. I like it was a vicious sparring. He could punch. Yeah, there's not too many fighters. I'm like, damn. I stayed like an hour later after I had finished training because he was in a spar. Man, it was the truth.
Yeah.
To see a fighter with so much power and they put fighter after fighter after fighter. Yeah, he's good. And when I watch, that's the type of fighters I like to see when I watch boxing. Like I'm a David Benavidez fan because he goes in there to hurt people. That's what I like to see. You know, he's not satisfied with going into distance. If it went to distance, he put a beating on this guy. Yeah. You know, that's the type of fighter I like to see.
Yeah. Do you think he's the most avoided fighter right now, or?
Yeah, one of them for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you feel
Without a
like?
doubt.
So we had we talked about how he was inactive this year. Do you feel it was mostly him, or do you think it's just other fighters not wanting to?
Nobody wants to fight him. Yeah. Would you want to fight him? Yeah.
I've
He
yeah.
actually got punched by
I'm
Benavidez.
taking shots.
Yeah.
No.
Those
Yeah.
are one of the fighters I'm telling you. Yeah.
Yeah. There's footage.
I'm sure he's inactive because nobody wants to fight him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that fight with Caleb Plant, they're saying it's a done deal, so hopefully we get it.
Yeah.
At least that's what they posted on their Instagram.
I hope so.
Hopefully that happens. But yeah, Neno, once again, thank you very much. January 28th, do not miss it. San Bernardino, California. It's a Neno show, man. You're all eyes on you.
Yeah.
All eyes on you.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Chris.
Yeah.
Any
For
last
being
words?
Yeah, just thank you once again, bro, for opening the
Yeah.
doors. We can't wait to see you back. We know that there's something in there. You know, you're a fighter for a
Yeah.
reason. It's been 2.5 years, 3 years. I know you're gonna put out, man. So
Yeah.
can't wait to see you back.
Thanks.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate
Hope you
it.
guys
Thank you, guys.
enjoyed it. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Against the Ropes podcast. Make sure to follow us at Against DA Make sure to follow. Neno Rodriguez is going to be on your screen. Tune in, man. Tune in. It's going to be very exciting. Once again, shout out to Puro Golpe. Shout out to RGBA, Robert Garcia. Thank you guys for opening the doors. And thank you, Neno.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.